Hello, today we're going to be taking a look at the tropics. To start off in the North Atlantic, we have three systems we're watching. First, we have Hurricane Nigel, which is, or at least was a Category 3, and is now down to a Category 1 80 mile per hour maximum sustained winds, or 78 knots. The central pressure is 982 millibars. It is located well off to the north of the Caribbean islands, and is not expected to impact any land as of now for the next 5 days at least, including Bermuda. Looking at our other two areas of interest, we have Disturbance 2 and Disturbance 1. Disturbance 1 has a 70% chance of forming within the next 2 to 7 days and could move out to sea like Nigel as a fish storm. However, we still need to watch if this system will make its way farther west than it is predicted to as of now. That is unknown as of now. So as I said, Nigel is moving out to sea. It is a fish storm and will not impact land areas in the next 5 days. We also have Disturbance 2 moving to the north, and we have possible impacts to North Carolina and South Carolina, and rain and maybe some windy conditions or rough surf could be felt along the north east of the United States as well. We'll have to see for this. Not two major impacts as of now, but we'll have to watch for that. More likely than not, this will be not developing or subtropical, but if chances increase with the system and more confidence is built up with this system developing, I could see the system becoming a medium or borderline high chance for development system. So looking at Nigel's track, we have still a hurricane through Thursday p.m., where by Friday we should see the system really be moving quickly off to the northeast, turning post-tropical with tropical storm equivalent force winds, and then we could see some impacts to the Faroe and Shetland Islands, as well as Scotland and parts of Ireland and Northern Ireland, with rainfall and possibly even gusty winds, but that is unlikely as of now, and specific details and for certain areas cannot really be pinpointed at all as of now. But you'll really notice this cone really broadens out because the system has a small cone as of now, but widens as it gets quicker and farther into the 5 to 7 day period going towards Europe. Alright, now looking at the eastern North Pacific, we have 95E, which has a 90 to 100% chance of forming, in my opinion. I believe it has a very high chance of forming and has really begun to organize itself in the basin to the south and west of Baja California. Looking at the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, we also have 96W, which is not likely to form as of now. We'll look at those two individual invests. So 96W we just mentioned, very disorganized. There's a lot of thunderstorms and showers present, but is not organized at all to become a tropical system, and there's very little model support for this system. And then for 97B off the coast of India, we have a very small chance of forming. We see this exiting cold front, which is attached to this trough, and this trough will be exiting and weakening, and it will become a little cooler for our area, maybe slightly warm. It's going to be mild and less humid, and probably partly cloudy to mostly sunny or just completely sunny on some days. You'll see this high pressure moving in. You saw it on those a few frames there, so it's going to be nicer. But we then have another ridge building in and another trough building into the west, causing a storm to brew for the central United States. We'll have more impacts for that to come. But you'll notice there's some blue on the map, and that is indicating the possibility of snow for British Columbia and the northern and possibly even central Rockies due to the trough, and because these elevations are much higher, so there's a higher chance of snow in those higher elevations. We could see up to actually isolated 6 to 12 feet of snow in the very highest elevations. Now looking at disturbance 2 for the southeast, we see it's unorganized as of now, attached to a cold front. This is the cold front with the system that brought moderate steady rain to the northeast today. Conditions are really improving, especially for the mid-Atlantic. And this system could really be getting its act together as all of its energy really transfers to the east of Florida and moves towards North Carolina or South Carolina as possibly a subtropical or tropical system before its rain impacts the mid-Atlantic and possibly even the northeast, helping to push out the high pressure associated with the trough and with the ridge moving into the area to the east, with warm air advecting to the north and northeast. Now looking at, you'll actually notice there's some moisture here. I bet the GFS is hinting at the moisture with disturbance 1. That's what we see on the GFS model. We have a 946 low pressure in millibars, with the system moving almost due west, maybe slightly north, and so the moisture associated with the system would be moving to the west, and it's too early as of now for impacts, but we still definitely need to be watching the system. On this frame, it looks like this system may try to move north due to the high pressure system and the trough associated, the exiting trough associated with our weather pattern we just went over. But we could also see what the European is showing. That is a more northern track and possibly also a turn north. But on the European, we have a more western-based high-pressure system over Atlantic Canada. So if that were true, we'd more likely see a more western track or a curve to the north later. So that would be unfortunate if it tracked very close to Lee or impact many land areas. We'll be having to watch for that. And then looking for the European model in the United States, for disturbance 2, we see that it doesn't really get it forming too much. It becomes unorganized with two main areas of activity I really see on this. We have one area right here, and then the low pressure is down here. So it's still disorganized on this, but we could see possible development maybe into a subtropical or tropical depression or storm before it moves towards South Carolina, North Carolina, and the mid-Atlantic. And again, possibly bringing moisture to the northeast. And I think that's going to wrap it up for today. Just to recap, we have 95E, 96W, 97B. The only ones we're really watching are 95E, and then in the North Atlantic we have our 15th named system, Nigel, and our two areas of interest, Disturbance 1 and Disturbance 2. Disturbance 1 could become an invest in the coming days. Alright, that's going to do it for today. Thank you for watching.